This is Good Morning Orlando. Alan Spector, man, Melissa, and Chris. And every Thursday morning at this time, we bring you Olsen on Law with veteran Orlando attorney Tom Olsen. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Alan and crew and WFLA listeners.
Tom, last week at this time, we were talking about the Trump campaign's legal challenges to the election results. And at that point, they didn't seem to be getting very far. Have they made any progress since then?
Alan, they've certainly filed more lawsuits, but let me start by saying this, that fair, open, honest elections are the foundation of our American democracy, and the fact is a large percentage of Americans believe that President Trump lost this election due to voter fraud. And one way to hopefully bring those numbers down is to let these legal challenges play out in court. And these legal challenges are going on. They've been filed for this past week, and they're going on in almost every key state. So far, I haven't seen any significant wins for the Trump campaign.
Yeah, could you highlight a few? We've got 6 states involved here.
Well, let me say this, Alan. As a lawyer, I know it is typical that when you file a lawsuit, it is typical that you put any and every allegation in your lawsuit that might have merit. So what do we have? We have faulty machines. We have missing signatures. We have ballots that were received after Election Day. We have allegations of incompetence by the people holding the elections and counting the votes. So it's every smattering. But Alan, here's the key thing. People may be wondering, how long can this go on? How long will it go on? Well, with that said, I want to let this know that most people know that each state must certify their vote tally. And we have some key dates coming up. For example, Georgia must certify their election results by tomorrow. Pennsylvania and Michigan must certify their results by Monday. Arizona and Nevada must certify their results by next week. And so unless the Trump administration has some significant wins that might be appealed to the state Supreme Court and possibly the United States Supreme Court, unless they get some significant wins within those dates, to me it would appear that their legal challenges may be over.
Yeah, and one development coming up in Georgia, you mentioned Georgia's date for certification is tomorrow.
Right.
They're expecting that hand recount to be completed and announced by noon today. So we'll see what happens there.
Exactly.
And of course, the Trump campaign is seeking a partial recount of a couple of counties in Wisconsin as well.
And there's a hearing going on the litigation in Georgia. That hearing is happening today. So again, we're getting right down to the wire. Depending on what the judge rules, that may be a lead to a case that might be appealed, or it might not be appealable.
Yeah, before we go, there was a story I ran across a few days ago that interested me, and I thought of you because you are certified to argue before the U.S. Supreme Court, are you not?
I am, Alan. My father was there when I got sworn in to practice law before the United States Supreme Court, and that was a very proud day for him and for me.
And a member of the U.S. Supreme Court recently gave a politically charged speech. We're talking about Samuel Alito.
Exactly. So he gave us a teleconference speech before a number of conservative-leaning lawyers, you might say. And here's what he's saying, is that most Americans would believe that they are socially tolerant, okay? It's live and let live. And what he's saying is this, is that he pointed to gay marriages. And so remember that the Supreme Court only legalized gay marriage in America in 2015. That's only 5 years ago. Prior to that, it was against the law. And so what they're saying is that there's a lot of Christians out there that still believe that a marriage should be between one man and one woman, and they're just not going to get on board with gay marriages. So, hey, let's all be socially tolerant and understand that their religious beliefs may lead them to believe that there should not be a marriage between men and women, but let's tolerate that and celebrate religious freedom here in the United States. And I can't disagree with that position.
Yeah, and what I wanted to ask you, Tom, is the validity of his statements notwithstanding, do you think it's proper for a U.S. Supreme Court justice to be talking about political-type matters like this, social issues, on issues that he might have to rule on?
Well, let's let's hope that this gay marriage has been put to bed and will not come before the United States Supreme Court again. So I would say certainly he should not be talking about issues that are yet to come before the Supreme Court. One of the things he mentioned was, remember, is that the baker case where a baker refused to prepare a cake for a gay couple getting married, and that came before the court. And remember, at the end of the day, what happened? Well, that couple, they had another baker who volunteered to do a cake for them for free. Celebrity chefs came out and agreed to do cakes for this couple. So really no harm, no foul. And hey, I would say let's all Americans, let's be tolerant, live and let live. We celebrate diversity here in the United States. And as long as we're not harming others, doing no harm to others, then I would agree that let's all be socially tolerant about what's going on here in America.
And we all like cake. We can all agree on that.
Yes, Alan. I agree. Amen.
Attorney Tom Olsen will be back with us on Good Morning Orlando at this time next Thursday morning. And as always, Tom, you'll be answering our listeners' legal questions this Saturday at 1 p.m. on Olsen on Law on News Radio WFLA Orlando. Tom, thanks so much.
Thank you, Alan.
And remember, for all of your legal needs, call the Olsen Law Group in Orlando.